Hey, thanks for tuning in. My name's Keisha. I'm the founder of Upgraded MindsetZ and the host of the Empowering Real Talk podcast. Since you are tuning in, let me tell you, expect unfiltered dialogues on relevant topics designed to help unlock effective personal, professional, and entrepreneurial growth. Through our candid insight and motivating strategies from yours truly, as well as my guests, the Empowering Real Talk podcast will encourage you to implement any necessary steps to activate and achieve greater success on any and every level. Listen, in order for us to grow individually and as a whole, these conversations are necessary. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the Empowering Real Talk podcast. It's available on any streaming platform, including YouTube. I appreciate your support. Let's get it. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Empowering Real Talk. It is your girl, Coach K Woods, and y'all know I'm back with another dope session, baby. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Make sure you have subscribed if you haven't already. Make sure you are sharing this with your network, okay? Because listen, you know that I'm coming in with some raw and uncut conversations, but in order for us to grow individually and as a whole, baby, these conversations are necessary. So thanks for tuning in. If you are watching on YouTube, then you see that I'm not here by myself. So I'm going to allow my guest the honor of introducing himself. Hello.
Hey, Coach K, and hey, everybody. My name is Shawn Hill, and I cannot go further without saying how proud I am of this young lady. Just so humbled that she is allowing me this opportunity on her platform to just talk about something that's really urgent in our community. And when I say our community, I just mean community at large, but even more so in the African American community, where we see that disproportionately we have health issues, we have weight issues, we have mental issues. And all of this plays a role. And a lot of times we want to take a piece here and a piece there, and we don't look at the whole piece, the whole thing as it works together. So anyway, for those that don't know me, before I go down that road too far, my name is Shawn Hill. And one of the things that has prompted me to talk about this and have this discussion is I've been blessed to over the past 90 days, well, it would have been 90 days, the beginning of November, to have lost 7 pounds. And I know at the beginning of the year, we're all focused, new me, new year.
Come on.
That's right. We're trying to get our finances right. We're trying to get our relationships right. We're trying to get our health right. And so this was just a great time for me to share some information that I learned. The good, bad, and ugly. I always say the good, bad, and ugly because a lot of times when you see those headlines, like, wow, he did that and that, all you get is the good. And it sounds, gosh, it was just overnight and I drank this little juice or I did this little thing. And boy, I mean, it was just wonderful. And that is not the way that it happened for me. It may happen for other people, but what I want to share with you is some things that you can take away, living your life however you want to live it. But these are some things as I was transitioning and getting healthier, not just losing weight, but getting healthier. These were some things I looked and said, man, I wish I would have known this before I started this. And to share with some of the good deals, the good things I did, and some of the mistakes I made too. And so that's kind of the background, and we can take this whatever direction you want to go in.
Hey, I love it. And I appreciate that because you are so right. I love how you even made the point of we need to address things from a holistic standpoint because we will pick and choose, what we want to talk about or what we want to work on, when in all actuality, it does have to involve a holistic standpoint. So I love that you even kicked off with that. So like a little bit more about your backstory. Growing up, you said it best, we didn't think about no weight. We didn't think about our health. We didn't think about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was life kind of growing up for you with regards to health? And like, were you someone that struggled with weight throughout your life or,
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm one of those people that I always say I've been fat, overweight, whatever you want all my life. And it's just been that up and down roller coaster. I say I probably lost about 10,000 pounds between now and when I was growing up and gained it back too. So
Okay.
I empathize
Yeah.
with anybody that's going through that challenge because, like I said, I'm here to share from my heart. As a person that's walking through that with people, arm in arm, this is not somebody coming down from the mountaintop with two tablets. Hey, I've been in the struggle with you. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have victory. I know what it's like to fail and have, and beat yourself up because you ate that bag of chips or because you did this. So I know the whole difference. So from when I was a child to as I got older, I've always struggled with weight. One of the things, and we never blame. At least I never blame my parents,
Right.
because most of the times, the majority, not all the time, right? Majority of the time, they're doing the best that they know how to do with the knowledge they have at the time. So I was
Right.
one of those finicky kids, one of those finicky eaters. I just a lot of stuff I just didn't eat. And so when my mom found some things that I would eat, like a lot of breakfast stuff, like pancakes, like waffles, like whatever, man, that's what I got. Yeah. So this was back before all the knowledge that we have now and all
Absolutely.
the things. Our parents were just trying to make
Do
sure
what
that we
they do.
stayed fed.
Yep.
They was just trying to make sure that we were healthy to the degree that they could do it. And so
Hmm.
I grew up and I just had a negative uh, sense as far as what vegetables, as far as healthy ways of eating. A lot of our food was fried. A lot of our food was fast food because it was inexpensive. It
Yep.
was quick. It was convenient. And so when you grow up with those type of habits, as you get an adult, you continue on with those because you really don't know any better. And you know how it is when
And
we
we ain't been taught no better. So why wouldn't we? Why
well,
would we
exactly.
not keep doing what it is that we know, because that's what we know. That's what society has embedded in us.
That's
That's what
right.
our family has embedded in us, not even in a malicious way. And I love that you said that because it wasn't malicious.
That's
Now
right.
we do have those one offs. We know that there are parents that are deliberately,
Oh
doing what they do. And we're not talking about them today. So before y'all even get into that, we're talking about, the parents that, did what they could to raise us the best way that they possibly could, not understanding, not realizing that how the power of food, had such an adverse effect on our lives. That's not what was thrown in our face. So they
yeah.
wouldn't know and we wouldn't know because of that.
Yeah, and the reason that I came out with my book, and we'll talk about that later,
Yes.
is because even today, what is being shared with us and we're being educated on is the big lie. And the big
Mhm.
lie is from big food. And what I want to encourage you, go away from nothing here from this broadcast,
Yeah.
is one of the things that helped me the most is going away from ultra processed food to more whole foods. And
Yeah.
people say, "What's a whole food?" A whole food means one ingredient. An apple is a whole food. An egg is a whole food. So if it just has one ingredient, that's a whole food, as opposed to ultra processed foods where you don't even ingredients label. I mean, it looks like a science
Yeah.
experiment. And the reason why we have those is not for our health, it's because of profit. Those type of foods are
Hey,
easier to produce, more cost effective, and they're nutritionally lacking. And so our body knows. So when we eat a lot of ultra processed foods, we're not at the right nutrition. So it craves more. It's like, wait a minute. That's why when chips say you can't just eat one, they mean that.
facts.
They
They
mean that. You can't
definitely
just
mean
eat
that.
one. You
No.
can't just, you want more and more and more. And the food is set up to be that way. And that's why I wrote my book, 36 Foods That Help Me lose weight. Because there's so much, like I say, my mom, she knew, but she didn't know, right?
Right.
There's so many here options that are whole foods that we could have access to. And I'm not saying
Mhm.
we need to just throw everything away. I'm not saying that, because
Right.
usually when you do that, you go back the opposite way. You can always have that restriction for so long. But what I'm saying is, let's incorporate more.
Hmm.
Let's have some balance. Well, my mom always told me moderation in everything.
Oh yeah.
And I think that is so key. That's so important. But the main thing is we've got to get away from all the ultra processed food. If you can't really understand what the ingredients are on the package, man, you really need to do your research.
And I love that. And we actually will get into your book a little bit more, but I just want to know, like, what was the breaking point for you to
Yeah,
decide that you were ready to take this journey? Because we know, like we are in the age of technology now, right?
yeah,
We know that we can find out and do our research, but we
that's right.
sometimes we still want to turn that blind eye because it's easier for us to stick with what we know. So, like,
Absolutely.
what was that critical moment for you to decide that you are ready to, go on that journey, that lifestyle change, because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. So what was that
Yeah.
critical moment for you that made you begin to turn it around?
Absolutely. And let me just say this. There's a saying that we say knowledge is power. And it's
Mhm.
really not. It's applied knowledge. See, if you can have
Hey.
all the knowledge in the world,
Ooh.
you
Come
can have
on,
all the
Shawn.
knowledge in the world, but if you don't apply that knowledge, it's not powerful.
Ooh, y'all
It
heard
ain't
that? Say it one more time.
Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You have to apply what you know. You have to apply. So, I know some people because I was one of them. Every diet book that came out, I had to get it. And with Chat GPT, Google, you can get on the internet and get all in the world. And if it was just a knowledge issue, why are we still getting heavier? Why are things still not happening like they should be happening? And that's because we're not applying the knowledge. We're not applying the knowledge. And so that's what's so critical. We have to apply the knowledge. So I wanted to say that. But getting back to my story, about a year ago, so this has been about uh, in November of 22, I went for a physical. So, at the end of the year, especially us guys, I'm just going to speak for us guys, we hate going to the doctor. We do. I was just like, oh my God.
It's facts though. It's facts.
Oh, it's painful. It's painful. Not that anybody, I mean, nobody's celebrating and dancing down
Of
to the
course.
doctor's office. But for guys, it's like, if I'm not dead, leave me alone. But anyway, so my after after a lot of convincing, my wife finally convinced, baby, it's the end of the year. We got this insurance. We need to use it up. Just go and get your physical. You just need to know where you are. I said, okay, I'm fine. Let me go ahead and go. So this would have been at the end of 22. So I went, numbers look good, all the tests came back fine, but the doctor said that hey, the only thing you need to, the only thing that's really a challenge for you is your weight. Right now you're at 272. And so what we need to do, you just need to lose weight. I said, okay, I got this. So that was in the end of last year, November, December. So okay, I got this. So I did the low fat, I did the cardio, I did all of that good stuff. Then when I come back the next time in September of 23, I am ready to go. I'm thinking, man, I done did everything that I was supposed to be doing. I've done the low fat, I've done the cardio, blah blah. I am excited about what is about to happen. So then, back then I was 272. Come back in the office, jump on the scale. I'm 278. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. How is this? I've actually gained weight. And so she said, okay, so here are your options. Here are your options. I can help you talk to a dietitian, or the one I think the one that I'm suggesting is this medication. We have a lot of medications. You can go ahead and do that. Well, I've never been a big medication person. Nothing against it. Now, if
Right.
somebody's
I
on it,
get it.
that's fine. I'm not. That's not my issue. My issue is this: I've never been a person that's taking medication.
Right.
So for somebody to suggest that to me without me trying the natural way first, or again, I was like, nah, doc, I'm really not really going. I don't want to go down that direction. So
Mhm.
okay. I said, okay, I believe I'm going to do it on my own. So I just did my research. I saw this woman called Dr. Mindy Platts on YouTube, and she was talking about fasting, and she was talking about the benefits of fasting and the keto diet. And I said, okay, you know what? Let me at least try it. Let me at least try that, see what that's about. So I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but anyway,
Right.
so I tried that. I tried it, and man, it really worked for me because that was the biggest issue for me is snacking.
Yeah.
So
Me
I
too.
would just eat all times of. I mean, a lot of times, in our mind, we think, well, if I'm not eating like just big meals,
Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt me.
hey, I
Yeah.
have breakfast, then I have a snack, then I have lunch, then I'm just gonna walk by in the kitchen. I'm just gonna grab a cookie. I'm gonna grab some nuts. I'm gonna grab some chips.
You sure you ain't in my kitchen? You sure you ain't at my house?
Hey, that's it was
Yeah.
just constant. It was just constant. And what we're not realizing is that over the day, all of those add up.
Yeah.
All those chips add up. All the cookies add up. All the this adds up. And so what fasting was able to do for me, it was able to have me focus on food. Okay, I don't have to be controlled by food any longer.
Yeah.
I can control food.
Mm.
And once I made that switch, that was a turning point
That's
for me.
a critical
And then
moment.
I got into my health, and I was like, weight is just one issue. Weight is just one thing.
Yeah.
But then I started looking at my blood. I started looking at my wife, say, hey, let's make sure that your blood sugar is where it is. So I
Right.
started looking at this because she was talking about I was pre-diabetic in the last one, and hey, you might have to get on somebody. No, no, I'm not. I'm
Hey,
not hearing
hey,
that.
we don't want that. We don't want
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, we don't not hearing that. And so I've started taking, and so now every day I take my blood. Another thing that I want to encourage everybody to do is take your blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
please. A lot of times we don't even know what our blood pressure. There's a reason it's called the silent killer. It
Yeah.
really is. Your blood pressure can be high now. So when you go there, and the easiest way to do it is you can go to Walmart. You don't even have to have the thing,
Yeah.
and they're not the best, but they're going to give you a kind of an approximation. You want to be 120 under 120 over 80. So the big number is going to be 120. The lower number is going to be 80. You
Right.
want to be under that. You want to be under that. So I just encourage you, go get that checked out. If you can get one, they're very inexpensive. A blood pressure monitor, get one at your house, because it's those type of things that when people say, "Well, why can't I lose weight? Why I'm not losing weight?"
Mm-hmm.
One be because your blood pressure. We don't
Yeah.
associate those two, but your blood pressure may be holding you back.
Yeah.
Your blood sugar may be holding you back, and so just we want to have a holistic look at this, because here's the deal, Coach K, is that a lot of times if we just look at one segment, see, I can lose the weight. I can get on some extreme diet and
Right.
lose
Right.
the weight and get down and do this, but I've done that. Happening for the most part, when you lose it that quickly, you're losing muscle and water for the most part.
Mm.
Very little of that is fat.
Yeah.
Very little of that, because it takes time for that to go off. But you
Absolutely.
can get on some extreme cleanse, you can get on some extreme fast, you can get on some extreme diet, and yes, you will lose quote unquote weight, but your blood pressure must suffer.
Yeah.
Your sugar may suffer. There's a lot of other things that are holistic to your health that can be impacted. I just encourage anybody. Like I said, there's certain things I want you to go away with
I
from this
love I
program.
love what you're saying. Like I just love everything
Yeah.
because you're talking about everything because there's a difference between dieting and a
Yes.
lifestyle change.
Yes.
And what you're talking about is us making the lifestyle adjustments that we need to make. We
Absolutely.
know that because I actually am high blood pressure runs in my family and I am currently on high blood pressure meds right now.
Yeah.
But being a person that has been overweight pretty much all my life,
Yeah.
I know that there are adjustments that I need to make if I want to get off of these pills, if
Yeah.
I want to be better, and if I want to extend my quality of life, because really that's what it's about, extending our quality of life,
Yeah.
and I know that you talked about, the blood pressure and everything, but
Mhm.
like, just kind of give us like some of the dangerous foods that, you would recommend us trying to stay away from, like if there were like five things that you could just tell us right off the bat, because you pretty detailed at this. So I know that you're gonna be able to tell us like some things that you would recommend us staying away from when we're wanting to make the lifestyle adjustments, not dieting, because I don't like to use that word anymore, but like
Yeah.
making those lifestyle adjustments. Like what would you think of like dangerous foods, bad oils, good oils, just those whole control type of things.
That's the foundation, coach.
Mm.
That's the foundation. Because what people don't understand is when you go into the grocery store, see, this we all got to do. We might not all have to go to the gym, so you could not do that. But we all have to eat.
Yeah.
We all have to get some food. And so what has happened is big food has conned us into thinking some things are healthy when they're really not. Let me give you a perfect example. Orange juice. Well, I mean, my gosh, we just thought, man, a good glass of orange juice in the morning, that's about the healthiest thing you can do. It's like liquid sunshine. Not. No, it's not.
Mm.
Because orange juice is high in sugar.
Mm.
Go and pick that carton up. Look for the added sugar on most orange juice, and you're going to see that's high sugar. What is that going to do? That's going to spike your blood, your glucose. That's going
Yeah.
to spike your blood. So you eat that early in the morning, your blood goes up. Insulin comes in, lowers, brings your blood down, and then that's when we have that drop off. So that is one of the things that we have to watch out for. Please, it's much better to eat the orange. Why would that be? Because it's fiber in the orange. And this is for any fruit. I just picked orange, but this one,
Right,
apple,
right.
same difference.
Yeah.
It's always better to eat the fruit, whole food, right? We're getting back to whole food, than something processed. It's better to eat the orange with the fiber, and he's going to slow down because you
Right.
still have time to eat it and things like that. When you're eating that, or they're drinking that glass of orange juice, 8 ounce, you're probably getting about the 5 or 6 oranges in sugar. So
Mm.
that's one of the things. But it's promoted as healthy. Another thing,
Absolutely.
oatmeal, that instant oatmeal. Oh, it's promoted as healthy. Boy, that's what, man. A glass of orange juice in the morning and oatmeal. Boy, you just can't get any healthier than that. Be careful, family. Be careful because a lot of those oatmeals have, once again, added sugar.
Yeah.
Added sugar. You've got to read your labels. You've got labels. And so let me just tell you, take you on a quick scan through the labels. Here are some things that you're looking for. It's not just the calories. It's not calories in, calories out.
Right.
We're not talking about that because 200 calories in a donut and 200 calories in an apple are totally different.
Totally different. You're right.
Totally different. So it's not just, oh, I can just substitute 1 calorie. You can't do that. So anyway, look on that nutrition label. Some of the things you're looking for the number of carbohydrates, because whether it depends. You want to try to minimize your carbs as much as possible because they can spike your
Hmm.
glucose. So just be aware of that. But one of the main things we're looking for, trans fats, you want zero because they're very unhealthy. You want no added sugar or minimal added sugar. You want minimal sodium. See, all these things
Yeah.
are on always, coach, I always say marketing on the front, nutrition on the back. See,
Yeah.
just because something says healthy choice, or just because something is advertised as keto
Yep.
friendly, low fat, blah, blah, all this other stuff, remember sugar free, fat free. Whenever they take away something, something else has to be added in.
And that part, something else gotta be added. Mm.
And it's going to be a chemical. We're not taking away. They have to do something to make this palatable,
Yeah.
right? You're taking out flavor. You're taking out sugars. You're taking out fat, which is flavor. You
Hmm.
have to put something back in, and what we're putting back in is ruining us. So another thing that I want to talk about is oils, because one of the things that we do is you can have the healthiest food, but if you're cooking them in unhealthy oils,
Right.
that's going to be a problem. Now, once again, we've been deceived. We think vegetable oil is healthy because you look on the bottle, it's like all the vegetables, and it just says vegetable. So wouldn't that? No, vegetable oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, all those are any seed or most seed oils are highly processed, because when you think about it, to get oil from a vegetable, and there's very little vegetable in there, so it's not even
Yeah.
healthy. All the processing that go through is highly processed. It's high, so it's almost rancid by the time you get it. What we want avocado oil. We want coconut oil, because when you think about the flesh of avocado or coconut, it's real soft. You
Yeah.
can make oil out of that real easy.
Yep.
No, Seeds? No, no. All that is really, really, really dangerous. Why? Hey, a lot of times people were talking about, we don't want to use butter, so they went to
Margarine.
horrible, horrible for your health.
Yeah.
Much better for you just to use butter, just in minimum, everything in
Right.
moderation. Margarine contains trans fats, so I can't believe it's not butter and all that other stuff. Horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
Eggs are a good source, but here's the ones you want. You want the ones that are pasture raised. Don't go. I mean, here's my thing. The regular eggs that's just right out the store or get pasture raised. All that other stuff in between, marketing on the front,
Yeah.
nutrition on the back.
Right.
I don't care if this says cage free, free range, blah. That's just marketing.
That's
Those
strategy. Yeah.
animals are
Dope strategy
still.
on their part.
Yeah, exactly. They're still in the same crowded, stressed sales.
Mm-hmm.
They're producing those stressed eggs that are really not good for you. They're really not. So
Right.
just get the regular eggs. Don't pay that extra stuff that they or just get pasture raised. And last thing I'm gonna say is our fish. You want wild caught. You don't want farm raised. You don't want farm raised because fish are supposed to be out in the wild where they
And
can
is.
move and have move and have their freedom. When they're farm raised, they're raised in little pens. They get what called they get diseases, and so those diseases they have to pump them full of antibiotics. That's not what you want.
Mm.
But see, we've been told fish is good.
Yeah.
We've been told eggs are good. We've been told juice is good. All of this is marketing, fam.
It
All
is.
of this is marketing.
It is. It all of that, man, you just said a mouthful. Hey, my listeners is probably finna be like, hey, what's his information? Don't worry, y'all. It's gonna be in the podcast detail section, okay? Because listen, that is the most crucial thing that we have to understand. We have been brainwashed to believe
Yes.
so many things are good for us. So many things are good, good for us, not just from a food standpoint, but from a mental health standpoint.
Yes.
We have been, especially in the Black community, we have grown up believing that therapy was we was crazy if we went and talked to somebody.
That's right.
Just to show y'all the level of manipulation that is
Yeah.
still going on in
Today.
2024. You know what I'm
Today.
saying? And like him bringing the level of awareness, if you continue to not want to research and, like he said, applied knowledge is
Yeah.
what's key. And hey, I'm still in that shot. I'm just gonna tell you right now, because
I
that
stole,
is
I stole
that.
it too, coach. So I stole it too. I
Hey,
can't even tell you I got it. So we just gonna pass
hey,
it on.
it's critical.
Yeah,
Like you can learn everything in the world, but if you're not applying it to your
that's it.
everyday life, then you
That's it.
are just as mute as the other people who are asleep to everything and don't want to wake up.
Yeah,
I have me personally, I have adjusted to better, lifestyle habits when it comes to eating. I am
yeah,
still on that journey and probably will forever be.
yeah,
As an empty nester, it's so easy for me to just go grab something to eat. But the
yeah,
thing is, I'm mindful that I'm going to eat something. I'm like, yeah, I know this ain't good for me, but I just want it right now because it's the convenience of it.
yeah.
So it also involves us getting on that next level of adjusting your mindset, because what you can't do is say, hey, I'm going on a diet. No, I'm making lifestyle changes,
That's
because
right.
that's what it's about. You're not dieting. You don't want to diet, because once you stop dieting, you're going to gain everything that you lost back. You're going
And
to
some.
go right back into that sluggish feeling and things like
Yep.
that. Because I know that overall, energy wise, you probably have like so much energy. Like I see you on social media going out and walking and running and doing what it is that you do. But I know that that's all a part of your, and I'm going to say holistic journey, because you
It
are
is.
on that journey, mind, body, and spirit. And I love that for you.
It is. And what I want to encourage people with is think of it as 80-20, right? So 80% of the time I want to do healthy things, good things for my body. I want to make some really, really good
Right.
choices. Then 20% of the time, hey, I'm gonna enjoy my life because
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm gonna eat the cookie, I'm gonna eat the cake, I'm gonna do
Right.
the thing. But right now, coach, for most of us, it's the reverse.
Yeah.
It's 80, I'm gonna eat what I want. And yeah, every now and then I'm gonna try to get a little. I might have a salad, I might have an apple, I might have and we just got it reversed. And so I don't want anybody, going away. Oh my God, I can't do this. I can't live like that. As Coach
Right.
said, we're talking about lifestyle change. I don't care what diet you're on. Look at it like this: is this something I can do the rest of my life?
Yep.
Is this something I can do long term? And if you can't answer that with the yes,
Definitive.
need
Yes.
to really examine it. You need to really examine it because, as Coach said, short term change. I've been on them all. I don't want all of them. I've been on most of them. I've been
Right.
on most of them, and when it didn't work, or when I got to where I wanted to get to, and I got back to my old ways,
Hey,
guess what?
here.
It came back on then some.
Yep.
And so we don't want that to happen to you. Like I said, we have to love on each other.
Yes.
The word says, "Speak the truth in love." We have to be open and honest in our community. We can't keep glamorizing fried chicken. And I know I'm cussing some people out. I know people out there and already turned off, but we can't keep glamorizing certain ways of eating
Right.
as the way we eat all the time. I'm not saying you
Absolutely.
can't have that sometime, but if that's our main way of eating, if our main way of eating is high processed foods, if way of eating is of frying our foods, that's the issue. In a lot of
Absolutely.
our communities, let's just be honest, a lot of our communities are called food deserts because they don't have access to a lot of whole foods. They have
Yep.
access to the corner store. They
I
have
have that here
access.
going on in my city. That is exactly
Yes,
our community. We call it the South End. Our South End
yes,
community is exactly experiencing that right now. We have not had a grocery store down there in over probably 5 years. And there's somebody trying to get there, but like the big wig people ain't trying to come because they ain't benefiting from that. They're not gonna profit,
that's it.
So it's super important, that we do create community so we are able to eventually build our own people. We're not gonna have big results overnight as,
That's right.
as an individual, but also as a community. We have to put the effort and the work, the applied knowledge, and the actions all in for us to be able to make these changes as a whole, as a community, is everything, because that's what we need. We are going further and further apart. I see all this
Yeah,
stuff on social media about separation and all of that. And I advocate for the exact opposite. I advocate for us to build together, to come together
yes,
as a community. And that's exactly why Empowering Real Talk has these kind of conversations, because these are what we need to talk about. I don't care about the celebrity gossip. I don't care about that stuff. We need to build ourselves and extend our quality of life before we be extinct out here in these streets, y'all. Okay. Like, period. But listen, tell the listeners about your book, please. We definitely
yeah.
got to get that out there before we get out of here. Please let them know about the book, what it's about, and really how they can grab it.
Absolutely. Well, the book is about 36 whole foods that you can use. Like I said, one of the reasons that I had a challenge is because, my wife does the most, and I just didn't know a lot of the options that are available. So the book is titled The 36 Best Foods for Weight Loss, and you can get it at thelimitbreakers.com because, hey, I want you to break through your health limits. If you struggle with weight, if you struggle with some, and we just say weight, but if there are a lot of other health issues that are wrapped up in that. If you struggle with those type of things, I want you to break those limits. So we www.thelimitbreakers.com.
And it'll be
And
in the podcast detail notes, y'all. So y'all be able
yeah,
to click that and go immediately to that and cop your copy. Okay.
yeah, and that book is gonna give you 36 foods. And here's what I like about it. It's not about recipes or anything like that. I'm gonna because a lot of times what happens, you'll have something that says, oh, the 10 best foods for this, the 5 best foods for that. What they don't do is tell you there's no perfect. Every food has its good points and its
Mhm.
bad points. And so what my book does, it tells you the complete story so you have the whole story. That doesn't mean
Mm,
that you don't eat the food. It just means you eat it smarter. You do
nice.
it the right way. You do it the healthier way and you know how to buy it. Just like I said, eggs are great. There's nothing wrong with eggs, but
Mhm.
it's the way you purchase them. And so that's just
Yeah.
one of the foods in there. So that's the book. That's where you can go get it. And man, as you said, Coach, let's bring love and help to our community. Let's love each
Absolutely.
other enough, love on each other enough to want the right knowledge to
Mm-hmm.
share with each other. Let's go walking more together. Let's go and have some healthy meals together. Let's
Love
bring
it.
ourselves together around something other than, something that's unhealthy.
I love it. I absolutely could not agree with you more, Shawn. Woo! I love this. Like this was so needed. Thank you so much for bringing awareness to this, but also sharing your story because transparency is key. We know that. So thank you so much for being transparent, but also dropping so much knowledge today. So many gems you dropped today, and I'm forever grateful that you chose to bring it to Empowering Real Talk. Like I'm forever grateful for that. Forever grateful. But
Well,
listen, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Again, if you have not subscribed, please make sure you do so, especially after listening to this episode. And definitely, we want some feedback. Definitely drop some comments. I do respond to comments. I do respond to feedback. So please drop some insight. Shawn, let them know where they can find you out here in these social media streets.
yeah, is exactly. The best way to find me right now is on LinkedIn, Shawn Hill. You can just type that in on LinkedIn. I'm there for the most part there. You can also find me on Facebook as well. But those are going to be the two easiest places, Shawn Hill, and you just see my face and you'll know it's me.
And
And
you will.
like I
Amen.
said, I cannot be more proud of this young lady. To me, she's like a little sister to me. And
Thank
I've seen
you.
her grow, and man, it's just beautiful when you see
Oh,
somebody that you love, and it's love, number love, that you love and
absolutely.
respect, grow and blossom and become
Oh, thank
everything she was
you.
meant to be. So, man, I'm,
You
I'm
but
so
and you
humbled.
were a part of that. Like I definitely cannot say that you weren't a part of that. You definitely, were there and was super supportive from day one, from when we met. And this is what I tell y'all, the power of networking. It
Yes.
goes outside of your tribe. We have never met face to face, but we are each other's biggest supporters,
Yes.
and that's why it's so critical for you to get out of that outdated thinking, y'all, and expand yourself, expand your personal brand, your professional brand,
Yeah.
do whatever it is that you got to do. Network out. You never know who you're going to find, because I know Shawn has my back and he knows that I has his and
Mhm.
have his. And, it's just an amazing feeling to know that I have a tribe that's not just here in my local community, but that I can call on in my time of need for anything, good, bad, and ugly, as he says. So thank you so much for being that support for me over these last couple years. It has just been a pleasure, getting to know you, being on your platforms, and
Yes.
everything else as well. So all of his details will be listed in the podcast details section. If you want to reach out to him, grab the book. If you're interested in learning more about what Shawn is doing for his community and beyond, definitely make sure you reach out. But y'all know where y'all can find me if y'all ain't following me. But I'm Coach KAYWDS on all platforms. Again, make sure y'all have subscribed to the podcast on whatever you're listening to right now. And I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Let me get out of here because apparently I'm talking too much, y'all. Have a good one. Stay dope, stay positive, stay empowered, baby.